When a person dies in Sylvania, it is common practice for their kin and companions to fill the corpse's throat with garlic, crow's feet, and hawthorn. Coins are pressed into their eyes and they're buried face down, deep in the black soils of that cursed land, to prevent them from rising again. If done properly, these rituals do an admirable job of keeping the dead within their graves. The slightest error in sanctifying a corpse, however, can provide an opening for dark magic to exploit. Fell winds blow over Sylvania, seeking out these unprotected bodies and raising them in twisted parody of life. These spontaneously created zombies are bad enough for the living inhabitants of the province, but they pale in comparison to those risen by opportunistic necromancers and vampires. Evil spellcasters can funnel even more dark magic into their undead puppets, turning a horde of rotten muscle and broken sinew into an army capable of assaulting the rare bastions of light in Sylvania. Such is the case of the Tithe, a regiment of zombies animated by Manfred von Karstein, last of the vampire counts. The Tithe were raised by Manfred in defense of Sylvania against Volkmar the Grim's crusade in the year 2522 of the imperial calendar. Their bodies were taken from the graveyard surrounding Swartzhofen, a small Sylvanian town near the Broken Spine Mountains. There appears to be nothing special about the corpses animated to create the Tithe, and they were predominantly used as a cheap wall of bodies by the vampire count. The Tithe took horrendous losses against Volkmar in his crusade at the Battle of Swartzhofen, Volkmar riding over so many that the Grand Theogenes' war altar could not move, its wheels gummed up by the corpse mulch of the zombie horde. This is not to say that their only purpose was to fall before Imperial blades, however. Many crusaders were pulled to the ground and feasted upon by the zombies during the fight. Their middling success came to an end when Manfred had to flee the field to protect the mortis engine known as the Claw of Nagash from Imperial light wizards. Manfred recreated the Tithe for the Battle of Castle Sterneist, though it is unlikely that he used the same bodies that fell upon the fields of Swartzhofen. The zombies were once more used as cannon fodder, thrown against the forces of the Empire in an attempt to exhaust the humans before elite undead warriors could move in for the kill. It worked exactly as intended, and even Volkmar's arms grew weary from bashing in zombie skulls. Manfred kept the Tithe at full strength, even as individual zombies were destroyed, reanimating fallen crusaders and corpses that had already been struck down. If given more time, perhaps the unending press of rotten bodies would have been enough to completely eradicate the desperate warriors of Sigmar. In the end, however, Balthazar Gelt's ritual to weaponize every holy symbol in Sylvania into a wall of divine energy saved the beleaguered humans. Most of the Tithe were blasted apart by the holy energy, and the few remaining abominations were easily cut down by the reinvigorated swordsmen and flagellants of the Empire. The Battle of Castle Sterneist was the last recorded appearance of the Tithe, though Manfred continued to use zombies in every battle he fought in after this point. Perhaps some other horde of ravenous corpses bore the name into battle in the following years, but if they did, it is beyond our knowledge. In Total War Warhammer, the Tithe are the Regiment of Renown zombies on the Vampire Count's roster. They were introduced in the Grim and the Grave DLC in Total War Warhammer 1 and cost 200 gold in multiplayer, 26 gold less than a normal rank 9 zombie. For this price point, the Tithe are an absolute steal. They have 15 more armor and 2 more speed than their unrenowned compatriots. This isn't even taking into account their 20% physical resistance. Their biggest advantage, however, is that they have 30 more models than other zombie units, giving them a massive increase in hit points, damage potential, and healing cap. This combination of armor, physical resistance, low price, undead rules, and a large hit point pool makes the Tithe the undisputed masters of sitting on a point and not budging. The enemy needs to dedicate considerable resources to removing what amounts to a 200 gold piece roadblock, making them very useful in domination mode for blocking objectives. Their possession of the expendable trait makes them poor objective snatchers and holders, however, so you want to hold them up a little bit before the actual objective. They can also hold up significantly more expensive and dangerous units, such as Sigmar's Sons, for close to 4 minutes in a vacuum before breaking. Just don't expect them to do much damage. They are still zombies after all. And that brings us to the conclusion on our video of the Tithe. Thank you for everyone who watched this video. I'm a big fan of zombies, so hopefully that showed in my work. From this point on in October, I'm going to try to focus the channel around zombie vampire stuff because, it's the season. Until next time, this has been Sigmar's Chosen, signing off for now.